So a few more active exercises here for spinal mobility, kind of isolating out the upper back. Really good for postural stuff here. So using the foam roll, even if you're just arching over it, this is something you can add on to it, the overhead press with it. A little more active exercise than just rolling around the foam roller. And then next one here, you're in that kind of half kneeling position, and same thing, the whole theme with these is getting up overhead and doing some active motion, getting your spine moving with your arms up overhead. So two really good exercises, a little more active. Give these ones a try, and hope they help out. All right, so a great series of stretching flows or mobility flows to go through here. First one's we call these hip cars, great for hip mobility. And actually, in my demo of this, I kind of lack the last component right here, hip extension and that internal rotation. So a good drill to be working on there. This is kind of another on all fours position here, so you can flow right through these, working on the thoracic spine and getting up overhead. And then next one here, working back into the hips, but also it's good for getting some spinal mobility while you're stretching the glutes in this kind of pigeon position with some active motion. So a good series, you can kind of flow through these, go in and out of them, swap between positions, and should be feeling pretty good after that. So we're back with a few tips for all you guys at home. Anybody struggling with kind of a pinch in the front of the hip, with any squatting or even with just walking, grabbing the band and three good hip exercises here. First one was a hip flexor stretch, and this next one's more about the hip mobility, so you get a lateral pull or distraction of the hip joint as you actively go forward and go through that full motion. And this one's the same thing, a little bit more active, so you get lateral distraction, and then you're going through some motion where you have to load through the hip. So great one to be doing at home. Grab a band as a movement prep, or if you're struggling with pain in the front of that hip joint. All right, so we're going through a few plank drills. Probably seen a couple of these before, but today I kind of want to talk about how they're great for shoulder health and shoulder strength. So the plank rotation through here, the whole goal is you're trying to pack that shoulder in as you rotate the one you're driving through the ground. And these are actually, I take these through, great for overhead throwers, a lot of baseball players. These four exercises should be in your pregame for sure, especially these last two. Getting your spine opened up, but you can add a little bit of load with the weighted ball here, going through that motion. And same thing with the last one here, getting your external rotators going, warm up your rotator cuff. So this kind of progression is really good for overhead throwers or any shoulder strengthening overhead lifters as well.